My name is Ryan DeLuca. I am the CEO and co-founder of Black Box VR.
Ryan, talk about what you're showing here at CES.
So we're unveiling Black Box VR, which is the first ever virtual reality resistance device. So we're able to give you a resistance-based workout in a game format inside virtual reality with this device.
So how did you see fitness and VR working in hand? Because VR it's still very early in its development.
Right. Well, I started bodybuilding.com actually in 1999, so that was my first company, and I ran that for 17 years as a CEO, sold that, and then moved on to something else. And when I was looking at this, the biggest thing I realized about working out, learning from bodybuilding.com with millions of people, was that most people don't stick to their workout programs. They start a program and they quit. In fact, right now it's January 9th, most people probably quit their resolution already. And so I said, how can we put this together with this new technology of virtual reality, where people are addicted to games, they love playing League of Legends, World of Warcraft, Candy Crush, Clash Royale. They're stuck playing these games and they're losing things in their life. They're sacrificing their health to play these games. How can we now take those same principles and help you to get fit? And so with virtual reality, for the first time ever, you can go inside the game and your body is the controller. And so with that idea, I was like, all right, how do we get resistance training in there to give a real workout that gives you everything you need inside virtual reality with the principles of game design to make it fun and something you can actually stick to.
So to be clear, this isn't a video game in VR. It's a resistance training tool, correct?
Yeah, it's a cable machine basically, so the cables that you hook onto handles, and then you can go up to 120 pounds of resistance per arm, which is personalized for you. It configures itself automatically to give you all the different exercises so it can work your entire full body. And then the idea is that don't make it feel like a workout, so you're not just going in there doing like 3 sets of 10. Instead, you're making decisions and basically kind of a Clash Royale style game where you're going back and forth and you're fielding units and then you're trying to destroy the other person's tower. So you use different movements, like chest press is like a meteor, which will hurt certain people on the field, and that allows you to win the game. And so you make your own decisions, but you're incentivized to get a full body workout, and you have the autonomous type of game that makes it super fun for everybody.
Talk about the technology that works behind this. I see you're using a Vive in there, but I heard you're platform agnostic. But do you make use of the extra sensors for the Vive or anything like that? How does it work with the game essentially?
So the HTC Vive is great because it uses the Steam VR ecosystem. Steam VR, from Valve, they allow us to create hardware devices with their platform. Other people don't do that, like Oculus right now, it doesn't allow us to do that. So we needed that to be able to put peripherals, like a resistance machine, in a VR. We also created these arm shields that make it so that we can have hands-free VR. So you put these devices, Steam VR devices, on your hands, with the base stations, allow us to track your form, see where you're at, and have hands-free. And so we love the HTC Vive, we love Steam VR, room scale is where it's at.
So one of the challenges with workout equipment is designing it so it doesn't take up too much space, because a lot of them take up a ton of space. Talk a little bit about how your design is a little different and more minimal.
So what's great about our design is that it basically just goes up against the wall, and it's pretty tall, but it's very thin. And so you can put it up against the wall in the gym or someday in your house. It doesn't take up a lot of space. So we think when people have VR rooms, they're going to have a play space available. This can go right against one of the walls. When you're ready to use it for working out, it's right there. Activate the game. The handles are ready for you. Full workout.
Can you talk about your relationship with Steam, Valve, or HTC and what they provided in terms of tech and support to help make this project a reality?
So obviously Valve provided the Steam VR platform and the SDKs and the HDKs to allow us to create our own hardware with it. So they gave us all the documentation, they gave us a list of parts that we needed for it with PCB designs. We then configured those a little bit because we needed a little bit different form factor than what they provided, and then bought the different parts from them, 3D printed for our first versions of the arm shields, and then moved on to urethane casting and made it so that we can create those devices. With the servo motor system that we have in the resistance machine, it really was going right through the Unity game engine that allows us to connect to that hardware device where we can send commands to it to tell how much resistance to give to you, and we can get data back to know exactly how much resistance you used, how many reps you did, velocity, power, and a lot of other metrics.
Exercise machines have come a long way.
It's about time, because if you think about it, the dumbbell was invented in like 49 BC. The treadmill is the same as it's been since it was invented. Fitness needs new technology to solve the problem that people don't stick to the programs, they're not getting results, and we think virtual reality is going to be a big help.
So how much is this entire system, not including the Vive obviously, but just the workout system itself?
So at first it's going to be a local gym, so a location-based kind of a VR gym. So you'll go to the gym, you'll have a membership, you can do 3 workouts a week, 30 minutes at a time, and that'll be your full workout. But in the future, we'll also be able to sell them to commercial gyms. Once we get the cost down a little bit, we think that's going to be around $20,000 each for the system. And then as we get it even cheaper over time and we scale up manufacturing, that's when we'll be able to get it to a price point that makes it easy for people to afford at home. It basically replaces your entire gym.
How much does the platform weigh?
That's a good question. I don't know if I weighed it. It's pretty heavy. We had to put in a pretty big crate, But the next step, so we have a prototype in here. The final version, that will be ready for manufacturing is supposed to be ready by the end of January. A lot less parts, a lot less weight, more integrated components. So that's a good question.
After you're successful in selling it to gyms and manufacturers and stuff like that, is your goal to make it into the home version of it?
Right, we want to make it a home version because the best way would be you can wake up, go into your VR room, your gym is right there, get your full workout, you don't have to go anywhere, you have the privacy of your own home, which is a big benefit. Obviously you don't have to go into any traffic, so we think that's going to really be a way for us to really blow this up. But while it's expensive, while people don't have the VR headsets, we want to make it as easy as possible, put it into commercial gyms, open up our own chain of gyms, you can go there and get your full workout.
Why is it taking so long for anyone to utilize VR as a workout platform, do you think?
I think some people have been using it for just some apps like Box VR, sound boxing, those kind of things, Thrill the Fight, to burn calories, and people are losing weight in VR. But they're not able to get a full workout because if you don't get resistance training, you're not going to get the results from a workout that you expect. Cardio is not going to do it. So really it's because it's really a brand new thing, and resistance training is very difficult to implement into VR. It's a very expensive proposition to start with, and so I think a lot of people took more of the low-hanging fruit, build an app, build a game, that allows people to get some workouts in there. We went a little bit further because we're trying to build a sustainable long-term business that will provide value for customers for years.
What's it been like seeing video games enter the fitness space? This started, years ago with the Wii and the Fitboard, and now you're at the point where you're making your own peripherals for VR.
Right. Yeah, the Wii and Xbox Fitness, all that stuff was great because it did introduce people to the idea of gaming and fitness, but it didn't really get to that next level, and VR is what's really needed to make it really give you that feeling, that immersive feeling that pushes you and makes you want to try harder and really get you into the game versus just seeing things on a screen. So I think it's pretty exciting if you think about it that finally those worlds are coming together, because those worlds are pretty far apart. It's kind of a cliche, right? Like the jocks over here doing the fitness, kind of things, working out, and then people that aren't as much into fitness that are doing the gaming and stuff. But now it's finally coming together where people realize the benefits of gaming on both sides and the fun that it can have and the addictive qualities of it, and they also recognize the value of fitness for their overall life.
So for people who can't afford the whole system, where can they buy it, and where can people go to try it, at their local gym? Like, where is it regional? Is it going to be on the West Coast, East Coast?
So we're rolling out our first gym in San Francisco in approximately August 2018, so coming up pretty soon. Then we'll roll out from there, and we are now looking for gym partnerships to do exclusive geographic relationships to see who wants to be the first trial partners.